live from the city of Cincinnati, as we do every single morning, Monday through Friday. Tell a friend about the show. The show is also available as a podcast immediately following the end of each show. So if you miss it, then you can always catch up. Let me talk about some more local issues here, and I've been keeping my eye on this. There's a very interesting article. It's titled, "Cincinnati is giving out hundreds of millions of dollars in development tax incentives. Has it been worth it? Question mark. And apparently this has been sort of the rule of thumb, right, for decades. Because you got a lot of American cities that are dealing with a lot of issues, like a falling population, all the jobs and tax revenues. I mean, everybody wants to make their city be a destination. So how do you attract these big entities to come to make to you have a facility in your particular city? Incentives. You incentivize them. But now there's a real conversation being had about whether it's really worth it. I mean, for instance, the General Electric offices at the banks have received an 85% job creation tax credit over 15 years. 85%. 85%. In some cases, people are getting 30-year property tax abatements. 30 years. But is what they're getting from the city worth it? I'm going to post a link from on my page so you can check that out, especially if you live in the city of Cincinnati. You might be be very interested about it. Okay? Nathan Ivey with you. I'm live. I'm local, and I'm vocal. This is the Nathan Ivey Show, and we'll be right back.
It's 6:42 p.m. Time for Steve Plotto and his son Dylan to do the dishes. They talk about everything from the yuckiness of girls to the awesomeness of his soccer team. Sometimes they don't talk at all. Then, hey! The dreaded splash fight. It's Dad o'clock, and it's the best time of the day. Because the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Okay, so Sarah, I'm dropping you off at Emily's?
Yep.
And Josh, you're going to?
Soccer, Dad. Soccer practice.
Right. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to let you know when I pick you both up, I'll be wearing my short shorts.
What?
No!
Yep. And my dorky dad hat, and I'm going to do my dad dance for all your friends. They'll love it!
Seriously? Why?
Because I like my short shorts. Of course, I could be talked out of it if you guys would just buckle up your seatbelts without giving me a hard time.
It's important to get your kids to buckle up for safety, no matter what it takes. And sometimes, all it takes is your parental powers of persuasion.
Okay, we're buckling up.
See, all buckled.
Good choice. I'll just have to do my dad dance at dinner time. What?
No!
Do what you have to make sure your kids are wearing their seatbelts, even on short drives. Never give up until they buckle up. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. Visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup for more information.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure to be with you every morning. Nate Ivey in the air chair. Good morning. Welcome back to the Nathan Ivey Show. Among other things, your morning destination for interesting conversation, broadcasting live from the city of Cincinnati. I mean, I want to talk about Trump, but I feel like there's going to be an entire rest of the summer, early fall for us to talk about that. But let's just say that Trump has been wilding out. That man is wild. Speaking of wild, an Ohio man has been arrested after he burst into a mosque and disrupted a prayer, telling those that he was a police officer. Luke Michael Roberts, he entered the Islamic Center of Greater Cincinnati last week and shouted out, "Jesus is Lord." When one of the people in the mosque confronted him, he claimed to be a police officer and said he did not have to leave. He then attempted to take the person's cell phone when they tried to call the police. He's been charged with several things. Luke Michael Roberts. And again, you can find this. This story is all over the place. I'm looking at the Grio. It's gone national. Cincinnati man, huh? Jesus is Lord. How important is that to Jesus? I don't understand people I don't really understand it. I understand, like, if you feel like you have something special, you want to share it with the world and share it with people that you love. Okay, I get all of that. But you want to burst into a mosque and just shout out Jesus is Lord. I mean, that's a straight up race. That's a cultural attack almost. He said, oh, yeah, I'm going to do a verbal jihad. Way to go. Way to go. Please tell me this man did not was not educated by the Cincinnati public school system. Please tell me that. Please tell me that. Jesus is Lord. And then try to impersonate a police officer, and you want to swipe somebody's cell phone. Those are all criminal offenses. I don't suggest that you do anything like that. I don't suggest that you don't do anything like that. Number one, I don't think it's really going to be appreciated, quite honestly. I do not believe that when you die, you're going to get extra points because you shout out and denounce other people publicly. I'm sorry. I just don't believe in that. What kind of heaven would that really be? Where you got to shout somebody else down. Okay, you got to try to make them feel like they're subhuman, like their culture, their way of life, their religion even is lesser than yours. What kind of heaven is that really? That sounds like an elitist heaven. I'm being honest with you. What kind of heaven is that? And so I resisted temptation to believe on any levels that that's the way you get into heaven. I'm sorry. I think people have really gotten up beside themselves. They really are. You know what I blame? I blame that damn woman from down in Kentucky who thought she was standing by her biblical principles, and really she was just being homophobic in a public position. Nothing more than that. But enough of me. I want to go back to the phone, back to your chat. Back to your chat. Omar writes, good morning. Good morning, Pat. How you doing? Good morning, Mike. Brent writes, hopping in the chop shop, great risings family. Glad to have you, Brent. James writes, good morning, chop shop. Good morning, James. Jericho writes, holla, hashtag Team NI. Thank you, Jericho. Derek writes, morning to the fantabulous people of the chop shop. Good morning, all. Absolutely. Hello, Kelly. I see you. Good morning. Good morning, Casey. What's up, Michael? He writes, good morning, Chop Shop fam. Good morning. Good morning to you, sir. Kiki writes, good morning, Mr. Ivy. I'm present. I don't know why I want to say it that way. Deborah writes, good morning, Chop Shop. Morning to you, Deborah. And Jane and Carolyn. Good to see everyone. What do you think about what in the hell is the Supreme Court thinking? So now you can have an officer who pulls you over illegally, and if he finds something, then that's legally admissible. Then what's the incentive for them not to pull you over? Why shouldn't they pull you over for every little hunch? You know what? There's something different about that guy. You know what? Yeah. I mean, he's obeying all the rules, but it's just something about the way he's sitting in his car with his hands on the steering wheel, looking forward while he's driving and braking carefully. I just don't know. Let me stop this guy. And they stop you. And, I mean, listen, have you ever been stopped by police and you know for a fact that you didn't do anything wrong? Is there anything more irritating in this world? And you feel very strongly that you're being racially profiled. And you got to sit there while they checking these damn computers. You know what I'm saying? What was that, 4G? Is that 5G? Why is it taking so long for my information to upload and download? Any officers, how long does it really take for, like, when you take someone's license? Maybe John can tell us this. I believe he was law enforcement. And I think we got a couple others listeners out there, although they don't enter the chop shop. All are welcome into the chop shop, despite the name. We've got seats available for you, and we just want to hear your opinions, okay? That's it. But listen, how long does it take once an officer takes your driver's license for them to put the information in and then receive the information they're looking for? Because I've waited like 30, 40 minutes. And I think what happens is, here's where I always take it, is like they check and there's nothing there. And they say, okay, let me go another year. And they check and they check and they check and they check all the little crevices, all the little digital places where they can find information. And then they got to figure out what the story is. And I don't know. That's how I take it. Jericho writes, I really believe nothing that comes from Fox. Good morning, Kashana. Brent writes, she should have went off It is a direct attack on the 14th Amendment. Illegal search and seizure, they just turned up profiling 10 notches. Welcome to the police state. Good morning, Cara Me. I do see you. She writes, got my armor on his grace and mercy, as we all do. We all need it out here. James writes, well, there are a few people that hang out at the neighborhood Walgreens store, and I'm sure I have a hunch they're on heroin, all the three of them. I guess I'll be calling on them again, right? A hunch. Good morning, Angela. I see you. Good to have you. Morning, Chop Shop and Nate. How you doing, Monique? Good to have you. I don't know. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about numerous things. I brought up the fact that on Monday, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of the police state. That's right. And Sonia Sotomayor said, listen, she lashed out at lawless police conduct that disproportionately targets black and brown Americans. So at a time in which you have black, maybe this is sort of reflex to Black Lives Matter, because, you know, everybody got so upset that black folks had the nerve to spotlight the fact that they feel as if their lives don't matter in current American society. I mean, they had the nerve to raise their voices. And, you know, I've even heard black people, okay? I've even heard black people trying to tear down Black Lives Matter. They may even have some affiliation with it. And I don't see anybody else here doing this. Like, for instance, LeBron James just won a ring, okay? He's got more cachet than any sports figure in any state at this particular time. I mean, it's safe to say that LeBron James is the man in Cleveland. We'll see. Okay, we shall see just how worthy, just how valuable a championship to Cleveland really is. And here's what I mean. If LeBron James decides, you know, while he's in playing basketball, that he wants to start being a little bit more vocal about social issues and political issues, will he still have the support of those good, fine fans up in Cleveland who just, Cleveland deserved it. Cleveland deserved a championship. It's been 50-something years since they had a championship. And, oh, my God, it's like this sports orgasm. And as I told you, and I spoke a lot about it on the show, I watched it. It's sports entertainment. But I feel the same way about Cleveland in terms of their championships as I do about Cincinnati. We need a championship. We need a last-second shot. We need to come from behind, down 3-1 in the 7-game series of the championship for our neighbors here in the city of Cincinnati. That is great. Will LeBron now have the cachet to stand up to the Republicans that are running the state of Ohio, okay, and ask them to give a damn a little bit more about the people that live in the state of Ohio who are not the uber rich, who are not the wealthy 1%. And I want to see just how much cachet LeBron James has. I mean, in the sports world, they try to make it seem like he's larger than life, like he's damn near the governor. LeBron James is not the governor. He's not even the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's not even the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers. That would be one thing. Like if he was the owner, okay, as the owner of that corporate entity, oh, man, it could wield a lot of positive power. Will it? Will they? I don't know. We'll find out together. Something tells me no. Something tells me that as long as LeBron is the king of basketball, as long as he's talking about basketball, as long as his many ups and downs and trials and tribulations are inside of a basketball context, oh, yeah, sure, you're the king. Once he steps outside of that box, man, who the hell is this man? Who is this Negro? Get him up out here, please. MVP, yeah, MVP. Get the hell out of here, MVP. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. But you tell me. Daryl writes, Nate, there's a video that is surfing around on Facebook on these two young black males videotapes themselves being pulled over by a cop in a suburb where houses are in the 300,000 plus range. And the driver owns a house in the neighborhood, and he is selling his house and was driving around comparing market values. This is what he tells the cop. but the cop doesn't believe him. So he tells him to take him to the house to show proof. So they drive to his house where the cop follows them. When they get there, the young males get out the house and walks up